Projects life cycles.
According to the PMI, 2013, a project's life cycle is constituted by a set of phases, which are generally sequential and whose names and numbers are determined by the control needs of the organization or organizations involved in the project. A phase of the project is a set of project activities, related in a logical manner, which conclude with the completion of one or more deliverables.
Characteristics of the project's phases.
Some of the characteristics of the project's phases are the following. They are generally sequential, and their names and numbers are determined by the management and control needs of the organization or organizations that participate in the project's own nature and its application area. They can be divided by functional or partial objectives, intermediate results or deliverables, specific milestones within the global scope of the work or financial availability. They are generally met on time, with a start and end or a control point. A project can be divided in any number of phases. Usually, the project phases are completed in a sequential manner, but they can be superposed in certain circumstances of projects. Normally, different phases imply a different duration or effort. There is not a single ideal structure that can apply to all projects.
A software development model, or life cycle, provides a basic reference framework to manage a project, regardless of the specific work involved. The most common models or life cycles for software development are:
Waterfall model.
It is a simple model that tells us that a project can be understood as a simple linear sequence of phases, Rivera, 2015. In the figure above, we can see an example of this life cycle. The arrows indicate the sense of the flow of information among phases. This way of work can admit feedback activities, which can be indicated by dotted arrows, and then it would be a feedback waterfall life cycle.
Incremental model.
For Rivera, 2015, the incremental life cycle consists of the process of executing a project by subsets of requirements or needs which were previously identified. This life cycle is suggested when the necessary resources to execute the whole project at once are not available, or when certain priorities indicated by the client have to be addressed in a peremptory period of time. It can also be used in big projects in which there is a risk implied due to size and the complexity of effort, since it allows uncertainty to be reduced when working on one part of the project at a time.
Evolutionary model.
The evolutionary life cycle consists of a process through which bigger or more adequate versions of a process, or a system are obtained. In this case, all the requirements to be met are not known from the beginning, but they are discovered as the development advances, Rivera, 2015. It models a learning process of the project team which happens along the way in the application area of the project or the technologies to apply. This life cycle is used for projects in which there is no mastery over the technology or the experience in the application area is relatively scarce.
This life cycle is of an iterative kind. The arrows, bigger every time, indicate the cost accumulation of development. Every time a cycle closes, consistent in the stages of goal definition, generation of solution alternatives and the selection of one of them, its execution and evaluation, another one starts, Rivera, 2015. This model is not restrictive of the type of method, technique, or life cycle to be used for each iteration in the stage relevant to the execution.
Projects methodology.
A methodology is a system of practices, techniques, procedures, and standards used by those who work in a discipline. In turn, a method is a way of work that implies an arrangement order in a logical way, generally with steps to follow, Rivera, 2015. The most common methods for project development are the following. Product development with the Ulrich and Valdivia models. Company consultancy with the Cuba proposal. Improvement of business processes according to the methods posed by Harrington, and Guzman, Pedrosa, and Rivera. Developing and evaluating projects with the Areola and Zambrin model. It is important to mention that within a project, these methods are not necessarily managed independently from each other.
Agile methodologies.
Agile methodologies, when applied to project management, is about combining the development method of new products and the incremental or evolutional life cycle and systemizing it throughout the project. Rivera, 2015. In agile methodologies, the project is started while focusing on the clear definition of the project's business objective, and it is preferred to define the value proposal thereof.
PMI Project Management. 1. Product Statement. 2. Project Planning. 3. Predictive Attitude. 4. Diverse Life Cycles. 5. For all types of projects. 6. In a more stable context. 7. Follow-up and control of the project.
Agile project management. 1. Clear vision of the product and the value, concept, data sheet. 2. Light planning. 3. Adaptive attitude. 4. Evolutional life cycle, by iterations. 5. For the development projects for new products. 6. In a turbulent context. 7. Systematic decrease of uncertainty and risk mitigation.